the status here, we should know what are the basic conditions we have and what are the additional conditions we have here. What is my first basic condition? My stay in India during previous year, it should be above 182 days. My stay in India, it should be 182 days or more. So I have not satisfied my first basic condition. Warm welcome to 5th Sem BBA student. The subject we are discussing Income Tax 1, Unit 2, Residential Status and Incidence of Tax. In our previous session, we have discussed about the meaning of resident, not ordinary resident and non-resident. And even we have solved 2 problems on status, residential status. I'm Professor Rajesh L.R. from Department of Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. In our previous session, we solved 2 problems by verifying the basic condition as well as additional condition of the status of an individual for the purpose of paying the tax to the government, and the status will be calculated, residential status will be calculated only for the purpose of income tax law to pay the tax or to determine the tax, only for the tax calculation, determination of tax. That's it. Only for calculation of tax purpose, we are going to verify residential status, and this cannot be used as citizenship of India. Say, if any individual who satisfies one basic condition and one additional condition, then he will be called as a resident, not ordinary resident. When an individual who satisfies both the basic condition and both the additional condition is called as resident, ordinary resident. When an individual doesn't satisfy basic condition, so then there is no need to verify additional condition, his status will be non-resident. So there are 3 residential status as per the income tax law for the purpose of tax payment. One is resident, not ordinary resident, and next one resident, ordinary resident and non-resident. So to determine the status here, we should know what are the basic conditions we have and what are the additional conditions we have here. So let us take the problem in today's session. The agenda is nothing but here we are going to solve 2 problems in the session. Analyze the problem properly and write the given information properly. Mr. Brain, I'm Mr. Brain here. I'm citizen of India. I left India for the first time. See, I'm leaving India for the first time on 25th September 2022. I went to America on official work. See, I'm leaving India. When I'm leaving India on 25th September 2022, I went to America on official work. And I've returned back to India on 11th March 2023. From September till 11th March, I was not available in India. So I was in America, right? Thereafterwards, from 11th March onwards, I was in India only. So now we have to determine the residential status for the previous year 2022-23. So when I'm leaving India for the first time in the month of September 2022, I returned back to India on 11th March 2023. See, name of the assessee. So we have to write the name. What is my name? Mr. Brain. So my name, we have to write that one. And next we have to write first time left India on official work to America. So in my entire career, in 2022-23 only, first time I'm leaving India and going outside India on some official work. So during previous year, what was my residential status? For that we have to calculate. So when I'm leaving India 25th September 2022 and I've returned back to 11th March 2023. So I left India on 25th September and I've returned back on 11th March 2023. During previous year 2022-23, so we have total number of days 365 days. We have here total number of days are 365 days. Now, whether I was in India for 365 days or not, we have to verify. See, in the month of April, I was in India. In the month of May, I was in India. In the month of June, I was in India. In the month of July, I was in India. In the month of August, I was in India. When I left 25th September, so I left India on 25th September and returned back on 11th March 2023. Means I left India on 25th, means up to 24th of September, I was in India. In the month of October, I was not in India. November, I was not in India. December, I was not in India. January, I was not in India. February, I was not in India. I returned back on 11th March 2023. Means 10 days I was not in India. So 21 days I was in India. So totally 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 170, 174, 175, 176, 177, 178. So totally in India, I was 198 days. Out of 365 days, I was in India for 198 days during previous year. What is the first basic condition we have here? A person should stay in India for a period of 182 days or more during previous year. What is my first basic condition? My stay in India during previous year, it should be above 182 days. Or it should be 182 days. Now, what is my stay in 2022-23? I have stayed in India for a period of 198 days. So, I have satisfied my first basic condition. So, what is my second basic condition? Second basic condition is nothing but my stay in India, it should be 60 days during previous year. So, it is above that one. And 365 days in 4 preceding previous year. 60 days during previous year, 365 days in 4 preceding previous year. So now, I left India for the first time in 2022-23 means, right? So, I was in India in 2021-22, 2021, 1920 and 1819. I was in India for 365, 365, 366 and 365 because I left India in the year 2022-23 for the first time, and in this 4 years my stay was in India. It was above 365 days. So I have satisfied my second basic condition. I have satisfied my first basic condition also. So now, where I have satisfied my both the basic conditions here, we have to verify the additional condition. What is my additional condition we have here? Additional condition, the first additional condition we have here, my stay in India should be 730 days in 7 preceding previous year. See, in 4 years only it is coming for 1,600, 300, 600, 900, 1,200, 1,240, 1,441 days I was in India. So my stay should be 7. So I have satisfied my first additional condition. What is my second additional condition? I should be resident for 2 out of 10 preceding previous year. What is my second additional condition we have here? I should be a resident for 2 years out of 10 previous year. When I satisfied by staying 365 days here, so my status will be resident. So I've satisfied even my second additional condition. When an assessee satisfies both the basic conditions and both the additional conditions, then its status will be resident, ordinary resident. See, what is my first basic condition? Stay in India for a period of 182 days or more during previous year. I have stayed here 198 days. So I have satisfied my first basic condition. What is my second basic condition? I should stay in India for 60 days during previous year and 365 days in 4 preceding previous year. So I have satisfied my second basic conditions also. What is my additional condition? Stay in India for a period of 730 days or more in 7 preceding previous year. I have satisfied. Status for 2 years, resident for 10 preceding, I have satisfied. So my status will be conclusion. Mr. Brain satisfies, Mr. Brain satisfies both the basic condition and additional condition during previous year 2022-23. Mr. Brain satisfies both the basic condition and additional condition during previous year 2022-23. Therefore, his residential status will be resident ordinarily resident. So what is my status here? Resident, ordinary resident is the status of Mr. Brain for during previous year 2022-23. So I have satisfied both the basic condition and both the additional condition. This is the thing how we have to solve the problem here. So next, let us take next problem, the next situation. Let us solve and understand thoroughly here. I am Mr. Gautam. When I left India for the first time on 25th July. 7 means year, July. I left India on 25th July 2022 to America on official work, and I returned back to India on 8th March 2023. During previous year, what is my status? We have to identify. So now let us write clearly name of the assessee. Name of the assessee. Name of the assessee, Mr. Gautam. Next, previous year, 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023. Okay. I left India for the first time. India for the first time on date. When I left India, date of leaving India, 25th July 2022. Date of returning back. Date of returning back to India. Date of returning back to India, 8th March 2023. So from 25th July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, and up to 7th March, I was not in India. So what is my residential status? We have to verify for previous year. Now, so what is the total number of days we have in 2022-23? It is 365 days. Whether I've stayed in India for 365 or less than that one, we have to verify that one. When I left India, 25th July 22. When I returned back, 8th March 2023. So now, in the month of April, I was in India. In the month of May, I was in India. In the month of June, I was in India. Up to July 24th, I was in India. August, I was not there. September, I was not there. October, no. November, no. December, no. January, I was not in India. February, I was not in India. When I returned 8th, so 7 days I was not there. So 24 days I was in India. So 30, 60, 90, 110, 115, 119, so 139 days. So during previous year, I was in India for a period of 139 days instead of 365. So what is my first basic condition here? My stay in India, it should be 182 days or more. So I have not satisfied my first basic condition. I have not satisfied my first basic condition. So what is my second basic condition? So basic condition number 2. During previous year, my stay, it should be 60 days, and for preceding previous year, it should be 365 days. So what is my second basic condition? During previous year, it should be 60 days, and for preceding previous year, 365 days. So what is the number of days we have here? 139. So I have satisfied half of the basic condition. What is the second half basic condition we have here? For preceding previous year, my stay, it should be 365 days. That is nothing but 21, 22, 20, 21, 19, 20, 18, 19. When I left India for the first time, on 25th July 2022, I left India for the first time. Then it says that one, during 2021-22, I was in India. 2021, I was in India. 1920, I was in India. And 1819, I was in India. Say 1920, I have written here 366 days because 2020 is a leap year where in the month of February, we'll get 1 day extra, that is 29 days. For that reason, we have written here 366 days. So I was in India for 1,441 days in this 4 preceding previous year, and the condition was 365 days. So I've satisfied second half of the basic condition. It says that one, I've satisfied my one basic condition. What I've done here, I've satisfied one basic condition. What is my additional condition we have here? What is the additional condition? Stay in India for a period of 730 days during 7 preceding previous year. How many years? Out of 7 years, in that 7 years, my stay in India, it should be 730 days. But in this 4 years only, my stay is 1,441 means it will be above that one. So I have satisfied my first additional condition. What is my second additional condition? I should be a resident for 2 years out of 10 preceding previous year. Out of 10 preceding previous year, when I've stayed in India for 365, my resident status, resident. All the 10 years, my resident status was resident only. So I've satisfied even my second additional condition, where I've satisfied my first basic condition and I couldn't satisfy my first basic condition. So what is my status here? My status for 2022-23 will be resident, ordinary resident. What is my status? 22-23. I've satisfied one basic condition and both the additional condition. When I satisfy both the additional condition, my status will be ordinary resident. So this is how you have to solve the problem, and it is very simple to understand and to write in your semester examination. My dear students, go through the information properly. So write first the information of name of the assessee, then what is your previous year, and when assessee has left India, for the first time he left India during the previous year only, you write the date when he left India and when he returned back to India. Then after this step, just write the table in such a way that when calculate the number of days stay in it during previous year. Write the month April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. Write all the 12 months of previous year. which starts from 1st April 2020 to 31st March 2023. Then write the date when I left India and when I've returned back India. So write the date. Why we have to write this date? Means it makes us easy to write the number of days stay in India. What is saying 25th July I left India means in the month of April I was in India. In the month of May I was in India. June I was in India. When I left 25th July means up to 24th July I was in India. In the month of August I was not in India. September I was not in India. October I was not in India. November, I was not in India. December, I was not in India. January, I was not in India. February, I was not in India. But when I've returned back on 8th, means first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up to 7 days. That is 7th March, up to 7th March, I was not in India. So, remaining number of days from 8th March till 31st March, I was in India. That is 24 days. Total 30, 60, 90, 110, 115, 119. So 139 days I was in India. But what is my first basic condition? I should stay in India for a period of 182 days or more. But my stay in India during previous year is 139 days. So I'm not satisfying my basic condition. So like this, if you calculate, it is going to be very easy for you people. And even you can solve the problem without any hurdles. If understand the concept properly, where you can solve the problems easily. So this is the thing what we have done. In upcoming session, we are going to solve another 2 to 3 problems where you're going to understand even better and you're going to have a grip on solving the residential status problems. Thank you, my dear students. In today's session, we have done clearly solved 2 residential status problems and we made you thorough in such a way that where you can score the marks easily in the semester examination. So what was the thing we have done in our session means in today's session, we just calculated the number of days stay in India during previous year by SSC, that is from 1st April 2022 to 31st March 2023. What was my stay in India? So if I assume that I'm SSC, so then I can solve the problem easily. Like this, if you are going to calculate or determine the status, it will be very easy, people, to understand and write it in the examination. Thank you once again to all my dear students and namaste for all BBA students.